Um,
One more
it's
time, Barbara.
good
Sorry.
to see everybody online, and hopefully soon, with spring coming and all, we will be back in person. All right, I'm going to start with the official statement from the governor. On February 22nd, 2026, Governor Kathy Hochul issued Executive Order Number 58, declaring a disaster emergency through the state of New York, which authorizes the community board to conduct this meeting remotely. The minutes of this meeting will be posted on our website, and the recording will be posted on YouTube. If you are calling into the meeting on a conference call, the controls while joining from a landline or cell, you would have to do the following. All right. To hear all available commands, enter ** on your phone, *6 to mute or unmute yourself, and *9 to virtually raise your hand. All right. The committee agenda, I'll look at it quickly. It's our usual as far as a review of the minutes, follow-up, new business with the Parks and Recreation Department, updates on various maintenance issues. Announcements are also included after that. And then we will hear from our parks and recreation centers and any volunteer groups that are on. Okay. All right, our code of conduct is as follows. Bronx Community Board 7 has the right to remove a board member or member of the public from a meeting for engaging in inappropriate conduct, including but not limited to obscene, threatening, or harassing language, slander, threats of violence, personal attacks of any kind, or offensive, inflammatory comments on the basis of ethnicity, race, age, religion, gender, sexual orientation, and/or disability. Members of the public who engage in any other behavior that reasonably impedes the orderly administration of the meeting while at a board meeting shall be removed from the board meeting at the discretion of the chair or a chair designee. All right, you. And we will move on to introductions. I believe the committee is here, most of the committee anyway, and we will start with attendance. Okay, can we put the attendance list up? Good. All right. Barbara Stronzer, I'm here. Okay. Esme Satterlow. Esme? No. Okay. Gwen Thomas Steed? No. Jesus Lopez Jensen?
Present.
Thank you. Marcus McLarty?
Present.
Thank you. Tasha Andrews?
Tasha, present.
Okay, thank you, Tasha. Toby Buford?
Toby Buford's present.
Okay. And Yenny Rodriguez? Yenny? All right, we do have a quorum. Okay. You? Okay. All right, can you take the agenda down? Please? Okay, good. We can see one another then. Okay, I see Chad is here too. All right, review of the previous minutes. Do we have minutes from last month? Yes, no, I don't have them on.
I can
So,
share the minutes on the screen if that's what you like.
yes, go ahead, do that,
Alrighty,
please.
give me one second.
Okay, and then we can just go ahead. Okay, this is from the February meeting. Thank you so much, Genesis. All right. We will move slowly so you can see everything. All right.
I'll
Does
go back.
anybody have a motion or a correction or whatever?
Somebody did raise their hand. If you could speak.
Speak out?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes?
Yes, my name's AJ, ma'am. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for joining the board, for coming on. I was the one actually to nominate this man's name for the bench. Miss Tasha was his partner. I brought it up at the meeting. The minutes of the board says that Miss Tasha brought it up. She could not possibly be able to bring it up because of the closeness to it. But I think it should be requested, reflect that the community is the one requesting that this man be honored and that Mr. Dinowitz will be the one with the discretionary funding to pay for it. We as a community really honored this man and all he did for our youth. The Oval Park, before the Bronx Buccaneers came, the children would be chased out of the neighborhood for permits from people from Riverdale and other places. The Bronx Buccaneers have a long story in this park, and I think a bench honoring this man coming from the community is the least the community can do to honor him. And I just think that should be reflected a little bit better. It's kind of sloppy record keeping. Thank you so much.
All right. We are open now to correct the minutes only from board members. So does anybody on the board have any additions, corrections? Or anybody want to move to
Thank you.
accept the minutes? Anybody else? Can you,
I move to accept the minutes.
all right, who's that speaking?
Tasha.
Tasha, thank you. Do we have a second?
Second. I second.
Okay, thank you. That was Marcus. All right. Can we take a vote on the minutes? Can you put up the attendance sheet so we can take a vote? Okay, approved. All right. Anybody else want to say anything about the minutes as presented? All right, Barbara Stronza votes yes. Gwen, are you here? Okay. Jesus Lopez Jensen?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Marcus?
Yes.
Thank you. Tasha?
Yes.
Thank you. Toby?
Yes.
Okay, did I miss anybody who came in late? Or after we took attendance? No. Okay. Yes, carries the minutes, so they are accepted as presented. All right. If you can take the agenda down, we'll just follow through. That's good. Thank you. All right, we'll move on. Follow up from the previous month. I wanted to bring up one issue. Last night on Channel 12, they had a short story about the new cameras that were put up at the Oval. It seems to me that we discussed that several months ago. They were put up last fall. And, they pointed out the fact that quite a few of them were put in and around the rec building. Again, I don't know why it was brought up again, but two of our elected officials were on also, I guess, due to the fact that they had funded the cameras. At this point, I was a little disappointed with the placement of the cameras. Granted, I think they're necessary at the entrance of the rec building, but I think quite a few of them were put in the rec building also, as opposed to out and around the park itself. And it's a huge park, and once you leave a certain area of the park, there really are no cameras. So at this point, I was under the understanding when they put them up that they would, space them around the entire park, but that didn't happen. But at least we got them, and maybe we could look to it more in the future.
Hey, Barbara, it's Joe.
Yes,
I just wanted to jump in and say I think they're like two separate, right? So there was the rec center itself got like a ton of cameras
yes,
for the inside and surrounding directly around the rec center, and then we got two. I'm not going to say this right. I think it's Argus.
yes, you're right.
Two
Yes.
Argus cameras so NYP. We actually did a site visit when NYPD. This was maybe in the fall. I feel like it was in the fall we met with NYPD, and they actually went out with their crime prevention team, and
Mhm.
based on their findings, they picked where to put those two Argus cameras that would best help them in the case that they would need to solve a crime. So they picked those two spots, and then the rec center was like a separate situation.
A separate issue. I was just surprised that the rec center got so many of the cameras, and
Yeah, what did they get, like 30 or something like that? Or
I
like,
did 20, at least 20, I believe.
yeah.
And I thought, the cameras would be spread out around the park, but whatever. At least we
Okay.
got something. Thank you, Joe, for clarifying that. All right.
Barbara,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm walking up to my apartment now, so I can't raise my hand. But I'm wondering if those are Argus cameras that are in the rec center as
I-
well, or are they cameras that were placed
No,
there?
no, they're not Argus. No.
That's what I
No.
thought. Okay.
No. Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. We'll move the agenda to,
Barbara, there is a person with their hand up. It's a phone
oh,
number.
okay.
So if you would like to speak, you can.
Gwen. Yeah, it's Gwen. Are you getting my notices when you ask for anybody to speak? Because my phone hasn't been working.
This is the first that I see that your hand is up, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Okay, so it's working now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right, we'll move on to our Department of Parks for updates. Joe, I know you had a very difficult winter season with snow removal and cleanup, whatever. How is the cleanup going? I mean, the snow is gone, thank God, but I think once mounds of snow melted, there was a lot of trash all over.
The park. I was driving down the parkway Friday. I mean, I've been there before, but Friday I was like, "Oh my God, this looks so bad." But the good news is that we were supposed to get two mayor's visits. Not one was going to be in Community Board 7, and one was going to be in Community Board 8, but they ended up both being canceled. So we were actually supposed to have a mayor's visit Monday and Tuesday. Both of those were canceled, but because of that potential visit, we were able to do some overtime, and we cleaned up the parkway really well. If you've been out there now, you know that
Yes.
it looks very good now, but it
Much
was
better.
bad. It was like really, really bad. But yeah, so once the snow melts, we get left with a lot of presents.
Yes,
But yeah, we're catching up.
good. All right, so little by little,
Mhm.
and I know you said last month that very often when we get heavy snow, your equipment has to go to sanitation.
Yes.
Was that true this time too with the blizzard?
Yes, we did. I think we got we got picked for two sanitation shifts.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't like crush us. Because it was like, yeah, it wasn't as bad. It didn't like destroy us this time. It doesn't help us, but we have to do our part. We have to give the trucks over. We're told to give the trucks over. We send them over. But they did do two shifts.
Okay, very good. One thing I would mention that in the future, the sidewalk along the outfield fence of Frisch Field is a pathway now to the Metro North Station, which is directly behind the outfield. They moved the station temporarily because they're putting up a new station. And it really was an effort for people to walk that strip there to get to the railroad tracks. So maybe in the future, they could do that a little sooner. It was a couple of days before they got there because I'm sure your people didn't realize that that was a path to get onto the Metro North.
Yeah, no, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, because transit hubs are like our number one aside from steps and stuff like that. So
Right.
I'll let them know. Hopefully, we don't have to worry about that for the
Yes,
rest of this
until
year.
next
But
year,
but
right.
but I'll make sure that's noted. Thank you.
Okay. Next item, the use
Sorry,
of.
Barbara. There's another person with
Oh,
their
I'm
raised
sorry. I
hand.
don't
No,
see
no,
the hands.
you're
Go
good.
ahead.
AJ, you can go.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me? Yes, Mr. Joe, I just want to say thank you for having the parkway perfect for when the snow did fall. I know afterwards it got a little messy, but a lot of families, especially down by my end by the 5-2, were having the times of their lives once we did finally get snow, especially with New York being subtropic now. That might be the last snow we might ever have. It was great to see families like playing on the parkway. I know the board usually beats you up on stuff like that, but I would say great job. I just want to say the Marshall Parkway Greenway or Marshall Pelham Greenway, with all that extra salt and towing, kind of got a little extra torn up. I don't know if this is the time now, but if that's part of like removal or cleaning, yeah, if you guys can clean that up a bit too.
So you're
More, I think it's
talking.
more repaving. Yeah,
So
it
you're
goes up the
talking.
ramp.
Uh, like, give me like. Are you talking more towards like Gun Hill?
No, right in front of the 5-2. The greenway goes down the ramp, off of the
I
the
think
road into the park. There is usually all torn
you
up
think
when
from
the
Hull
trucks and stuff come
Avenue
by.
there, AJ, are you
Yes,
saying?
ma'am.
From
From the Bronx
Hull
Victory
Avenue going
Memorial.
west, right?
Yeah, on the north side.
On
Yes,
the
ma'am.
All right,
north
so I
side.
could I could get them to go by there with the blower, and then what are you saying? Like like
It's
there's like
just a little
potholes,
torn up.
potholes
I've
is
spoken
torn
to
up and stuff.
yeah, I've spoken to Community Board 11 and 12 about it, the Greenway in general, but because 7 ends right here in Webster, the Greenway goes down the Parkway, down the back of Botanical, or not Botanical, Dr. Kazmanoff into CB11 and then into CB12. That whole area, I don't want to say it's the 5-2's fault, but with all the bikes and all the snow and all the salts, it's just all like I rollerblade, so it's kind of rough to go down there. But
Yeah,
I've
that's
been amazing over there. Thank you so much, sir.
you got it. Yeah,
Uh,
the salt is like it's so tough on our paved surface. So I'll definitely give it a look.
Yeah,
Okay.
so especially with the Ubers going around from the McDonald's over here through there, it just drags that salt everywhere and it messes it up for us. But otherwise, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other comments regarding snow removal? Next item is the use of trash containers. I know you're getting ready for the warmer weather, and I know what your feeling is about putting too many trash containers out on the parkway or any place throughout the area at our parks. Do you anticipate getting more trash receptacles? And have you ever given a thought to chaining them to something in the park or in a park and then, putting in a plastic bag or whatever so that the
Yeah.
plastic bags get removed and the trash cans stay in place?
So you know what's so rough about that? I'm gonna do an audit. Like I'll do like a nice little inventory of the parkway, and I'm cool with like one every corner, maybe one in the center of every block. So every corner, so one, and one. So like you know what I mean, Barbara? I don't know
Right.
if that sounds good to you. The problem with
Yeah, but do you
the
chain them? I mean, even in other parks, is it?
on yes, we do on the bottom, but on the top, that's like an issue because do you know how much chain I'd have to run to get it in between the parked cars to the garbage truck? So then it
Oh,
kind of makes it like a double job where my
oh, in
guys
other words, yeah, with the
like
lift.
yeah, so that would be like where I would have to get guys to come with the pickup trucks to dump them and then toss them on the back of the pickup. I mean, we can do that maybe on the corner ones. We
Mhm.
do it in a lot of our parks. We chain them, but with the parkway, it's kind of rough because how far can you get it to the street? You know, you can't drag the can to the street to pick
Right.
up the trash.
Chad, you were gonna mention something about bins at DeVoe Park?
Yes, hi, good evening. Hey Joe.
What's up, Jack?
Hi. I think they're called the belly bins. Is that the correct term? The one with the sensor when it gets full?
Yeah, the big bellies.
Belly.
Yeah, so I'm noticing even yesterday that it's been left in the open position, but it's stuffed. I'm just wondering how often are they being earmarked for being changed?
So I am going to. So you guys have a new manager. Have you guys met your new manager yet?
No,
No.
His name is John Dietz. Clinton is now running the borough special projects kind of like that we're running. We're running like a different division within the borough.
Borough Cruise, Joe.
What not well Borough Cruise, but he runs like out of Renaqua that Borough Special Projects division. They call it.
Project.
Yeah, special projects. So Clinton moved on to that, and now you have John Dietz. So I should
how
have him
does he
come
spell his last name, Joe?
Deitz. I'm
D
gonna have
T Z, okay,
yeah, I'm gonna have him come on the next one. Maybe
good,
make a note of that. I'll
I
have him come
will,
on,
that
and
would be great,
he can introduce himself.
good.
So, and the reason I brought that up is I'll have to ask John. Maybe there's something wrong with that one. Maybe it broke. Maybe the Packers down and they haven't gotten over there. But I'll get an answer for you, Chad.
All right, thank you. All right, we have another hand. Helene, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I put the question in the comments. I don't know if you guys can see the chat, but because I have a cold, I may not be intelligible. Basically, there's a bus stop that's on the service lane on the concourse. It's the last stop before the buses turn from the concourse to Jerome Avenue. And I've been trying to get a garbage pail there for a while. It's like a traffic island. It's not listed as a green space, so I'm not sure if it's parkland or not. It's one of these areas that a couple of different agencies claim or don't claim. Does this sound like it could be parks?
I'm on Google Maps now. So
Yeah,
hold on. Question: bus stop at East Marshall Parkway.
it's East Marshall Parkway South. It's the last stop on the uptown side. Excuse me. There are about 6 or 7 trees. We've been trying to clean them up and maybe plant.
East Marshall Parkway South and Grand Concourse.
Yes, it's
Hold
the
on.
number 1, 2, and the 28. You do have a green space that's not far. That's Van Cortlandt Avenue East. This is a little
Oh, so
further
you're talking
north.
about Reese. That's called
Mm,
Reese Street.
Well,
Yep, the
no,
Reese
that's the
Park.
uptown side.
Okay, so you're
The
on the other
downside,
side.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, Reese Street is the downtown side. I mean the uptown side.
outside of the concourse in Marshall.
It's very nicely planted with new trees. And what did I do? It's
So
it's
when you
played.
say when you say so that's the south side. You're on the north side.
Right. I'm talking about this stop on the north side. Yeah. It's
Uh-huh.
actually it's a bigger area than the regular service road on the concourse. It's already been redone with maybe 6 or 7 trees. It looks great. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm getting over a very bad cold.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's
So like
you know,
across from Tracy Towers.
well, except that it's on the concourse. It's by 3224 Grand Concourse, the English Tudor style building.
The last
Uh,
building on the
Yeah, I mean, if
Grand
we could
Concourse.
oh, you're
I have
talking about.
cleaned up
Oh, wait. You're talking.
alcohol, needles, diapers. I mean, it's you could do some kind of archaeological study going through the garbage. No,
Is it?
really.
Is it? So it's right across from the houses,
Yes,
and there's these tree pits. There's the bus stop right there.
right.
Okay, that's what we would call like a median. The traffic medians.
Right. I should have used that term.
Yeah, that's a median. That's DOT. We
It
do
is
not.
DOT. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't service that.
Okay. I just thought I'd check.
Yeah, no, you're,
Thank
you're
you.
totally worth asking the question. Yeah, we don't service that.
Okay. And
I'm
Thank you.
sorry.
We have another hand up here, Mr. AJ.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, ma'am. Back in my day, Marshall used to have railings around the edges. There's a few here and there. So I was thinking maybe if you could do garbage cans tied up to the garbage cans. Marshall itself is a Frederick Law Olmsted design, which was then destroyed by Robert Moses when he took out the river in the middle called Middlebrook Parkway. And now that we have those city bikes, I think that there should be garbage cans at least near the city bikes. Just with the bike lanes and everything, there's no place in the middles for the people to throw out garbage. And a lot of the times it starts clogging up the rain catch basins. And then that's a whole nother issue when the rains start coming. So if you guys are going to put garbage cans, kind of remember that like us bikers and riders are in the middle and not necessarily always on the outside on the service roads. But thank you again. And more garbage cans in Marshall. They used to have them on every corner, but you know the city bus.
Times have changed, yes. Thank you for the idea. All right, anything else before we move on to spring and summer staffing? How are we doing? I think most of us are disappointed that Parks did not get the 1% of the budget, and we're still down to a half of 1%. All these promises come before election day, and we never see anything for Parks afterwards. So how are we doing, Joe?
Yeah, where I'm interviewing, the interview process is currently we're going through it. I'm actually interviewing tomorrow. I'm doing one applicant every 15 minutes from 9 to 4. And I do that many days a week until the season gets here. I do not have a number for you.
Okay.
But we will have seasonal staff.
Okay, when does the extra staff come on? Is there, a date that they begin, or how do you work?
We're in March. I'm hoping like mid-April, early May, something like that.
Okay. All right. Jesus, do you have a question?
Yes, actually, I just wanted to know if Joe had a contact at DOT that he could connect Helene with so that she can report the issue to a human being there directly.
You know what? Usually, what happens is Valerie, at the DSC. Who's on the DSC for DOT? I don't know the name. I don't really deal with anybody at DOT.
We have Renee Luciano who deals with DOT.
All right, yeah. So, I'm gonna put my email in my chat. Helene, and you can send me an email, and then I'll put you in touch with somebody.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, Joe. That'll help.
You got it.
All right, do we have any other announcements or questions regarding maintenance of our parks throughout the board area for Joe? Anyone? I see a hand there. Chad, go ahead.
Yes, hi. This is not more of a maintenance. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But I'm starting to see the motorbikes come into the vogue. Has the discussion of the scooters and the motorbikes come forth recently?
Well, when you say that, is it like, do a lot of people say things about, like, I mean, they've been a problem for so long now that they're inconsiderate. I put signs up. The signs don't work. I wish I had like an awesome solution for that. That's an enforcement issue. Wherever we know it's like a big problem, we try to tell PEP to like do drive-bys, but we don't have enough PEP to like really station them somewhere where they can make that big of an impact. So it's just a problem that everyone's having is the motorbikes.
Because the vote doesn't have any signs regarding that, like specialized signs.
Yeah, I'll tell John, and like I said, I'm gonna have John here. You could tell John when he comes on the next one, but I'll let him know too. I have signs up at Williams Ridge Oval. I have signs up at Fort Independence, and there might as well not even be a sign there, and they're like neon yellow.
Yeah, because there were teenagers on them.
Yeah.
So I'm just imagining that it's going to be more.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? I have one for you, Valerie. or Joe, whoever can answer it. I know we lost a lot of PEP officers last year because a lot of them left parks to join the police department. How are we doing with recruiting for PEP for this season?
I feel like we're getting, is it 7? I feel like the Bronx might be getting 7 new officers.
That's good. Okay, so they are trying to replace those that we lost.
Yeah, but don't forget 7 is split throughout 3 shifts, so
Oh,
you're
all
not, you're
right.
not really gonna feel it, you know?
So maybe 2 more, right? And we were
Yeah,
up to about 52, and then we lost quite a few, and that's a
yeah, yeah.
small number for the size of the borough. Okay, all right. We'll move on to announcements.
Barbara, there is a
Oh,
hand.
wait, we have another hand?
Yeah.
Okay, who is that? Oh, Carrie,
Here.
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I just saw in the comments that Anthony had made a comment, and I agreed that, you know, we would really love if there's an opportunity sometime this year for some additional lighting on the walking paths in the parkway. The on the main Moshley Parkway, the north side is really dark, and then on the south side, through the pathways that go through the actual park are very dark, and it's such a beautiful space, and it's so great to be able to go out and walk. But I think we'd have a little bit more confidence and safety if we had some lighting along the pathways. So just wanted to put a plug in for that if there's an opportunity.
Okay.
Sure,
You-
Carrie, I just want to ask Carrie a question. Carrie,
Yes, go ahead.
are there existing lights that are out, or you're
No.
requesting new lights?
Well, the south side, the pathways really don't have lighting through the park area. Then I'm not sure if the north has them and they're out or not. But when I walk there in the evening, home from work, it's very dark on that side, and so it just doesn't feel terribly safe. On the north side of the main parkway, and then on the south side where the pathways are, there is a light at the crosswalk, the new crosswalk that goes across the parkway. There are lights right there, but to get from Moshley Parkway up to the service road, it's dark. And so to cross through there, it's really, it would be just a little bit more comfortable if there were some more lighting.
Sure. So I'll have my staff do a light outage report. So any of the lighting that exists that happens to be out, we'll send a request to DOT. So our lights are on our property. They're not. It's weird. DOT services our lights. So I'll put in those requests. But if you want new lights, that's something you have to speak to Barbara and the board about for capital needs. That's
Okay.
that's a big capital project. Yeah.
Of course. All right. Thank you.
That
You
was
got
a
it.
capital outlay then, right? Okay. Thank you for the suggestion. We certainly could use that along that new path. All right, anything else before we move on? All right, under announcements, Yezu, you brought to my attention about $19.5 million coming to the Bronx parks. But I understand it's all in the South Bronx, correct?
That's correct. So in the Bronx, we have Mott Playground in Concourse, Fountain of Youth Playground in Mott Haven, Longwood, and Morris Mesa Playground in Mount Hope. So nothing up by us.
Nothing in our board area,
No.
unfortunately. Well, what can we say? Thank you for bringing it to our attention, though. And this was coming from the mayor's budget, I understand?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right, next item, the Bronx Week Parade and Festival. As of Friday, it was canceled. Today I get an email, it's back on. Joe, what are you hearing?
I heard from, do you know who told me it was off? Allison. Allison called me. She was like, Joe, I just, Bronx 12 just told me it's canceled. And from the last I heard, it was canceled.
No, I got something today that evidently there was some kind of a Bronx Day in Albany, and evidently the money is coming. I don't know from whom, but it's back on, possibly in another form. I'm not sure, but I just got that email today, so we'll have to listen and see what's happening. I always say that it's a shame that they use the parkland for that because, funding is low. And I always felt that they should close the concourse from Bedford Park Boulevard to Marshall Parkway and use the center area of the concourse for the parade and then have all the concessions set up along the curb. But nobody listens to me. But I just feel, using the parkway for that and having everybody run over the grass and whatever, and I don't know.
Barbara, it was reported in the Bronx Times that Gibson reversed the decision.
Oh, okay, she did reverse the decision. So it will be as it was or another form, they didn't say?
More details to come.
Okay.
Was it a budget issue? Or they didn't say?
I thought it was a budget issue. Why else would they close it down?
Yeah.
All right, so maybe she did get money when they had Bronx Day up in Albany. All right, I see a hand there. AJ, where are you?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I would like to say parkway lawns are meant to be played on, not to be viewed from cars like you're in a museum on wheels. They were made for the community use, and I love Bronx Week and how my whole life it's been here. A couple years ago, Miss Gibson moved it down to 161, and optically that failed, so she moved it back here. I'm completely disappointed that the manufactured crisis of with this Bronx Week is just, I think, trying to cover something else up. As Bronx Week is funded primarily through donations, the city is not paying for it. I believe some of our businesses would be more than willing to cover that cost. I just feel like the timing was a little bit weird. Maybe APAC came in with that check. But lastly, I would just like to say the board had a veterans event that they canceled and then merged it with Bronx Week so that more people would attend it. If the Bronx Week is canceled or uncanceled, if we can just secure that this veterans event does take place right by the Bronx Victory Memorial so that we can honor the veterans. We are the home of the VA. And I think the city in general, the sentiments toward the veterans aren't always the most kind. So I feel like this is a great thing we have for our community that used to be way bigger than it is now. There used to be bands out there and like way more involvement. So I just wish that if anything besides Bronx Week, the veterans event stays on because you guys merged them together. But thank you so much.
Okay, good point. And I'm sure, Chad, no matter what happens to Bronx Week, you will still have your ceremony at the memorial, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So when we got the news that the Bronx Week was canceled, I never got a notification. I found it on social media. So the fallback plan would have been to ask Carla to file permits in March. So now that it looks like Bronx Week is back on, we're just going to have a conversation to see how that's going to look. But we're going to make it happen this year.
Okay. All right, maybe even if it's not going to take place during Bronx Week, it would be nice to have it in May. Originally, that's when it was held, close to Memorial Day. So you may want to consider that.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. We just got to play with the dates.
Good, thank you. All right.
We do have another hand.
I don't know how to raise my hand on my phone.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Tasha.
I just wanted to say when I saw the news, the news story, the follow up, because the initial one just said it was canceled. Then there was a second one on Bronx 12th, and it was actually Vanessa Gibson saying everything wasn't canceled. It was the parade that was canceled. There was still going to be other events, and the reason was because of the prices of food that has gone up and how more families are struggling financially, that they thought it was better to pivot funding in other places and not put it into the parade and that kind of stuff. I haven't heard anything yet else about it being back on, but that was one of the reasons why she was saying that the parade and some of the events were canceled. Not all the Bronx Week, not all of Bronx Week's events were canceled, but the majority of them were going to be canceled and some were going to be continued.
Okay, good point. Thank you for explaining the reasons behind that. All right, any other comments on Bronx Week? Okay, we'll move on. Do we have a representative from the recreation centers in our board area? I believe there was someone on. Is she still on with us? Yes, no? Anything going on in any of the rec centers that we should know about? No? No comments, okay? All right, anything else? All right, we did get a request from a group wanting to make a presentation regarding the Hudson River Foundations and the design for Marshalloo Parkway. Joe, do you know anything about this group? I don't think it's parks related as far as the Parks Department having a design ready for Marshalloo and I guess along the Harlem River as well as the Hudson.
Can you name the group one more time?
It says Hudson River Foundation Presentation, the Marshalloo Conceptual and Draft Design. I think
have-
it's a group that Karen Argenti is involved with, but she was the one that had sent an email requesting some time for our Parks Committee. So they preferred to do it in April. So at this point, we told them that's fine, that, you know, we would invite them to our April meeting. But I don't think it's something that they have funding for. I have a feeling that they're trying to get funding for this project, which is
Oh, okay.
all right. All right. Do we have any other comments regarding
Sorry.
parks or the need for anything while we have Joe here?
I do, yes.
I see. Go ahead, Helene, and then Mr.
Okay.
H.
Yeah, and I apologize ahead of time because it's not really a parks issue, but it impacts, and it's very unfortunate. I have to bring it up. This Sunday, I got a call from one of my neighbors who said their son found there were two black cats that were dumped on Marshalloo Parkway by the number 4 train, left in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not uncommon. I have to say, it's last year, my neighbor found 2 cats in a box on Marshalloo Parkway, and I could go on. Unfortunately, the worker opened the bag and one of the cats ran away.
Okay.
It's not the responsibility. I mean, I'm assuming you don't have a procedure in place as to what to do when this happens. Am I right, Joe?
Well, in the case that I mean, like a kitten. I mean,
These are
usually.
grown cats. Now, the good news is my neighbor took in, they're wonderful people. They took in the one remaining cat who was just so petrified. Just in the, she sent me pictures, hovering by these steps. I mean, these are house cats. I don't understand how people do this, but that's another time for another topic. But the point is, I've had neighbors. I caught one neighbor leaving the house with a kitten. She said if the bodega didn't take the kitten, she was going to leave it on Marshalloo Parkway. This is a problem, and it's complicated because people don't know where to take the animals, and they can't afford it in some cases. But it's not humane to dump them on the parkway, and it's happening more and more. So I think what I'm suggesting is, first of all, if you could have the worker, there's one black cat that's still out there probably. If they should keep an eye open, but there has to be some kind of procedure, whether somebody gets called, there's got to be some arrangement, with the different agencies where they bring them to the SPCA or ACC. So I don't know what you have in place now, but we're going to need it. I mean,
Yeah. So what happens is in those situations is that basically we just if the cat cats if a cat doesn't want to be caught, it
I
sounds like
know.
you know about cats. You're not catching the cat.
Yes.
But when we
Yeah.
find dogs and stuff, we call the rangers, and the rangers never have a problem with coming out to grab the cats or dogs.
And then what do they do with them?
There's like 2 different places they bring them to. One's in Manhattan. I don't know the name of it.
Probably ACC. Yeah.
And then I think there's one other one, but I'm not 100% sure.
Could be the SPCA. All right.
Yeah.
So there is,
But like if I
worker-
came across that issue, I would just call the rangers and they would deal with it.
So maybe you could speak to, I don't know who it was, and we're not looking to get anyone into trouble, but when they
No.
find 2 cats in a bag, They probably should have taken them. I think it was very close to the little house under the train. Maybe they could have just left them in there as long as they can breathe. I mean, until they
Yeah,
got
it's
picked
like,
up, because
yeah.
now, who knows what happened to the other,
Okay.
All right. I'll tell them to keep their eyes open for
Yeah,
sure.
please. And
Okay.
there was one other issue, I think. Oh, yeah. All right. So there is sort of a procedure in place. It's loose, but okay. Maybe you could remind them too, because they clearly didn't do it. They didn't follow the procedure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank
All
you.
right, we'll move on. We have another hand. Marcus, go ahead, and then Mr. AJ. Marcus?
Yes. My apologies. I don't know if this is like something that was mentioned before or if this is the forum, but at I believe is St. James Park.
Mhm.
Is it possible? I've actually experienced it myself, but I know other people were talking about it. In the dog park that they have there, is it possible to somehow raise the gates a little bit higher so the dogs won't jump over the gates?
I'll take a look at what I mean, that's gonna take them to come out and create new construction. Those are like, if you take into consideration Parks dog runs, that's like one of the newer ones.
Yes.
Yeah, because the gates are relatively low. So what happens is the dogs that are in the dog park, if they see another dog that's not in the dog park walking on a leash, they get excited and or whatever reason. And then like I see owners like often having to stand by the gate to prevent their dogs from jumping over because the gate is not that high for larger dogs.
Okay.
Okay, good
All
point.
right, I'll give it a look.
Thank you, Joe. And we have
Thank you, boss.
You got it.
we have another hand up here. AJ, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I haven't been to meetings lately. I'm sorry, guys. I'm currently pursuing my master's down at Columbia's Graduate School of Architecture, Planning, and Preservation for my master's in historic preservation. We talk about Marshall Loop Parkway so much and it being Olmsted design. So when I saw that the Marshall Loop conceptual draft, if you can, I know that's not this meeting, but if you can remind them that Marshall Loop was supposed to have lakes, we were supposed to have bridges, we were supposed to have public art sculptures. At the time, they saved what was there and didn't develop it at all. So if there's going to be any development versus Central Park, which was a completely man-made park, Marshall was kind of a special gem. I would also just ask for some updates. I believe the Doug Condit Skate Park. I don't know if if it ever got renamed for him or what's the steps of maybe like I'm on spring break next week. If I can jump around, get some signatures. The Poe Park Water Park that Mr. Oswald Felice said since the summer is going to be coming up. And then Tony Hawk with the skate park, even though that is in Bronx Park, a lot of us skaters from Oval Skate Park go down to the Allerton Skate Park. They were going to present to the board, but I don't think I think it got like rescheduled. If we could just like have some updates for that on next month's meeting, yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
AJ, I can give you an update on the first one. Doug Conduit, yes, we wanted to rename the skate park area after Doug he worked so hard to get that in there. The problem is board members cannot take the petition around. We need 100 signatures. So maybe if you are interested, you may be a good person to start to collect them so that we can follow up on it.
Yes, ma'am. Is there like an official form? I feel like there'll be 100 kids at the skate park tomorrow with this weather right now. So go with if you build it, they will come, kind of literally in this sense. But I just didn't know what would like the correct process. Is that like a parks department form? Is that a board? I can maybe Miss Carla has it or something.
Okay, Genesis, maybe you can find out if we have a standardized form for a petition, or Mr. AJ can write up, we the following are requesting, whatever they need, and get back to me or to AJ or whatever, and we'll get the message out to you. But we certainly would appreciate that if we have somebody who could do that.
Yes, ma'am, because I love the timing of naming that after him and the naming it after the coach. These are two men from the community that have actually helped better the community, especially for the youth. And I feel like that should be honored. We usually get a sad story, especially coming out of Oval with losing that one child earlier the past year. A positive story, not a negative story.
Okay, thank you for bringing that up, and hopefully we can get those signatures. All right. Any other items that anybody would like to bring up, since we do have Joe here, and any other items you'd like me to put on the agenda for next month, which will be April? The weather is getting warmer, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more going on in our parks.
Can I jump in, Barbara?
Yes, go ahead, Hayes.
Joe, this is Jesus. I've participated in cleanups on Mashalu Parkway, and after your team has mowed the lawn, we found that trash has been shredded into confetti, making it really challenging to continue with the cleanup. Is there anything that your team can do about that? Like pick up the trash before you mow?
Yeah, so um I from what I heard from Liz is that we did a way better job with that last year than we did in previous years. But we're doing our best. So we don't bring the tractor out anymore. It's another someone from another part of the Bronx. So sometimes they come and they don't let us know that they're coming out, so we don't immediately clean that site. But we're really working on the communication end for us to try to make that better. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, that would be great, Joe, if you could
Thank you.
follow up on that. All right, good point, Hazel. All right, any other issues? Okay. I thank everybody for coming on, and I thank you for all your suggestions and the interest that you have in parks. And Joe, thank you so much for being with us. And Valerie, if she's still on, thank you too for coming on. And hopefully we'll see everybody again next month. Our next meeting is scheduled for April 8th, second Wednesday of the month.
All right, see you then.
Okay, thank you. All
Bye.
right, good night, everybody. And thank you, Genesis.
Good night.
Good night.
A motion to close. Do we have to motion to close?
Oh, good point. Do we have a motion
One
to
more
close?
time, Phil.
I open to
Okay,
close.
all in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Let's hear you. Yes, okay. Good night, everybody. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.